My name's Ben Crane. I am in San Antonio, Texas at the Northside Church of Christ. I'm the youth minister here.
My name is Bart Crossman. I am with Sulphurwell Church in Springville, Tennessee.
Last year, 2021, we brought a group to trek.
For us, we have the rhythm of coming every other year. This last year, we got to bring two groups. I was fortunate to do that again, a high school group and a college group.
It was a great experience. And so we're coming back in 2022 and we're bringing about twice as many as we did in our first year. So I think that speaks volumes to the experience that everyone had out there and how eager they are to get back.
It was an awesome week. It really was.
I felt like we were cared for from the moment we rolled up into base camp. You know, we got there and everyone was there to welcome us, get us set up in the lodge, and kind of go through what was going to happen over the next few days. And then we started getting our gear and getting everything loaded up.
I think Trek did a good job of preparing us for the week before we went up, greeting us when we got there, to making us feel welcomed at the base camp, and to be able to just genuinely seem like you guys care about what our week's going to look like, you know, getting to know us. Like, we're not just the next number of kids coming through for the week.
It was really cool after we came back. You know, when we came off the mountain that night, our guide stayed with us in the lodge really late and just hung out.
That's something I noticed, is like all guides pitch in, not just the guides that you have. Of course, the guides that you're going to end up with do a little bit more with you specifically, but whenever we come to those meals at the base camp, you know, you guys are all up there pitching in, and you're all willing to talk to us. You know, that's part of the job, right? Is helping out with that. But what's not part of the job is making us feel welcome. That has to be genuine. Even if Mike or Paul tells you guys, make the groups feel welcome. Well, if you're not into it, or that's really not your thing, you know, you can fake that. And I don't think that I've ever felt that was ever just put on.
There was plenty of food to sustain us. We actually came back with a little extra food, I think. So there was more than enough food, which was great.
There was plenty to eat every single meal. I can still remember there wasn't a single time where we finished up where there wasn't somebody saying, somebody finished this. We've got some this or other. Good meals. I mean, honestly, for what we were able to be able to do on the side of a mountain with limited, you know, no microwaves, no ovens, you know, and so everything was beyond expectation.
We also really liked that Trek asked for feedback at the end of our trip too. So they asked about the food. They wanted to know what our favorites were. They wanted to know if there was anything they could improve on for next year. So it's very clear that the food is something they put a big priority on, and really want to make sure you are well fed while you're out there backpacking.
Another thing I should also mention about food that I appreciate that you all do is that you pay attention and ask ahead of time if anybody's got any kind of special food allergies, so you can accommodate them. One of our girls on the college trip had a peanut allergy, and a very sensitive one, and you all took care to make sure her food was packaged separately so there was no contamination or anything like that for any concern for her health. And her also, she still had enough food to be able to do what she needed to do on the trip to do everything. So that was also another high point for us, knowing that you guys are looking out for those kids that out there, or adults that, you know, have those special needs like that because of food allergies. You know, if we're not going to be camping, you know, year in and year out, or multiple times, it's good to know that you guys got the quality stuff that's required to be able to pack what you need to, you know, from your stuff to group gear to food, all those things.
I would say the gear was very simple and easy to use. I didn't have any of my own personal gear, just relied on Trek to provide all of the gear that we needed.
From cooking gear to the packs to the tent, all of that in pads for under your sleeping bag. Sleeping bags also.
I mean, the tents did their job, provided great shelter for us in some very adverse weather conditions, and the packs were perfect. You know, they held everything that we needed.
Again, it's nice to know that all that stuff is just waiting there for you whenever you arrive as part of what you're doing with Trek.
They were both spectacular. All of our group just loved them. They would talk to each other, make sure that we were going at a good pace for the entire group, because we have some that are going to go a little faster than others, and they did their best to keep us together and really work to keep us together.
I've done it 3 years. I've always felt like our guides, they were knowledgeable in how to deal with, just their passion for the outdoors. That was evident and on display. That gives a sense of ease to, the adults that are with our group, the pouring into them spiritually that the Trek guides offer is invaluable. I haven't had that experience yet where it's not been more than ideal. Like, they just resonate with you guys, and you guys connect with them in such deep ways that they want you to become their next friend, and we had the Trek guide, which is awesome, a resource to have on trail to do some personal reflections with, but to be able to sit it in the evenings and kind of just be open, it's just something, spiritual, and being out in creation where you just kind of pull back all the veils, and your heart just kind of comes, and you guys' ability to resonate with that and understand that and move in and embrace that, it's life-giving. I love that you guys don't approach the week of spiritual development that it's intended for with cookie cutter answers or cookie cutter language that we're all supposed to be able to leave and speak better Christianese with. And it's just about, where are you seeing God show up in your life here? So when you go back to your reality, you can see it there.
I should probably start by saying Trek is challenging. It was a challenge for me physically. Like, it was a challenge for me. And so I'm a 42-year-old youth minister, and I thought, boy, I don't know if I can do this every year. I don't know if my body's going to hold up to hiking up a mountain every summer. But I texted all of the kids that went on our trip, and I said, hey, do you guys want to do this again next year? And every single one of them texted back, yes, we want to do it again. And so that's when I said, okay, I got to get in better shape, because I'm going to have to take them back next year, because they all want to go back. So it wasn't really even a question. It was just, all right, we're going to go. Let's find a time when we can get as many people there as possible. And this year we're taking a group that's going to be double the size of what we did last year. So everyone that went wants to go again, and we've got a lot of new ones that are going to go this year too, so I can't wait to see what the experience is like for them. And I think it's going to be something that we do year after year, because it's just so impactful on their summer.
I would make it our church camp if we lived closer. In other words, I would be there every year if it made more physical sense. Absolutely. And you don't have to be an outdoor person like as your core, like you guys. It's in your blood, and it's infectious for those that don't have it in their blood. And there's nothing says I can't go do what you guys do in the mountains on my own, but it's worth the time that you guys put into all of the other things. I don't have to worry about those things. I can just trust that you guys are doing those things, and you guys are taking it serious.
I think this is a really unique opportunity. It does allow you to get out there and unplug for a few days, and that's so rare. That's so rare in our society and our culture today, to kind of be forced to unplug and to be put out in the middle of God's creation and just have no choice but to stand there and look up in awe.
I'm sure that every church has somebody that could help structure some fundraising or whatever it may be to offset the cost of doing it. It's not that expensive, all things considered, what you guys offer, from food to gear to expertise on the trail, all those things. To me, it's very affordable from that sense of you get what you pay for type of approach to it. It's well worth the investment.
It's just such an impactful few days that I highly recommend it to all of the other youth ministers I talk to, and anyone that wants to go on an individual trip as well.
And if there's anybody out there that's a donor that just wants to generally give to let you guys do scholarship type things with, I would highly recommend that. You know, most intense, fun, but yet real ways to where all the fluff just gets knocked off of it. You know, everybody leaves a little bit more chiseled in a good way.
I think it's something that will truly be kind of life-changing for them if they've never done it before. And if they have, it's something that they're going to look forward to year after year.